But all jazz music is weed music. All reggae music's weed music. All hip-hop music's weed. All rock and roll of any note. Green Day, anybody you can care to name, did so under the inspiration of marijuana. But don't stop there. People say, well, at least there's country music. Country music's still clean, isn't it? No. Willie Nelson, Waylon Jennings, Hank Williams Jr., Hank Williams III, potheads. Even Toby Keith, that redneck, is a pothead. He wrote a song called Smokin' Weed with Willie. It's a great song. You should listen to it. Everything musically that was ever any damn good was by a pothead. Oh, why stop there? Look at media science, Stephen Jobs, Bill Gates, well, even Ted Turner, founder of the cutting-edge CNN that we all take for granted now, that guy smokes a big bomber every day and did so when he developed CNN. Moses Nyman, right here in Toronto, who developed much music and city TV, smokes a big, huge honker every day and is having a good time doing it and having good health. Because one thing I do know, you're going to stay in really good health if you smoke a lot of weed. You're never going to get Alzheimer's disease, ever, as long as you smoke at least one joint every day after the age of 52. And that's pertinent to me, because my mom died last year from Alzheimer's, and she refused to smoke marijuana, because from the Depression era time she came from, doctors didn't tell people to smoke marijuana. If a doctor didn't tell her to take it, then she wasn't going to do it. I have 10 studies to show you that Alzheimer's can be stopped by marijuana, and there's not a single known example of people who smoke pot like me for 30 years, or even other people I know for 40 years, who ever got any trace of Alzheimer's disease. Not a one. And as long as you're just smoking weed, you're never going to get lung cancer or cancers of the respiratory system, because as I explained to you, THC attacks cancers. It keeps your lungs clean, keeps them healthy, keeps them full of blood and oxygen, which is the life of the body, blood and oxygen. You're going to stay so healthy. I meet people all the time with multiple sclerosis who tell me that without that, life would simply not be worth living. With MS and smoking weed, they can get their eyesight back, they can get their movement of their limbs back. Life is worth living. I meet people all the time who have spasticity problems, epilepsy, tell me they couldn't get through the day without marijuana. People always getting prescribed all this morphine, all these drugs. And sometimes they can replace all those drugs with marijuana, but even when they can't, they have to smoke weed just to keep their stomach down, just to keep the food down. Anybody who's ever had cancer, chemotherapy knows that weed's the only thing that allows you to eat and keep food down. And so on it goes. Hundreds and hundreds of ailments, most things with long names I've never even heard of. People coming up to me and saying, man, thank you so much for telling the truth, because I simply wouldn't want to live. I couldn't do it. I couldn't, they're in wheelchairs, they're all crippled up. I mean, I'm a lucky guy. I consider my use of cannabis therapeutic, because people say it's medical. Well, you know what? If you don't eat oranges, if you don't eat vitamin C, you're going to die. But nobody says I'm eating oranges for medical reasons, right? So I think all marijuana use is therapeutic, because that's why we eat oranges. It's for therapeutic. I need the vitamins or else I'll get scurvy, and then I'll die. So, we don't say we eat oranges for medical reasons, but you can say you'd eat oranges for therapeutic reasons, and that's what all of us are doing with marijuana. Every single one of us here has a profound experience on how marijuana has affected us positively. So why do we go to jail? Why do we go to jail? I'm going to ask you that question, because you're going to think about that while I keep talking.